of us wants to be the first to say neither one of us.
Yeah, and we're back.
Yeah, Ufta.
Oofda.
I'm Magnar.
Yeah, I'm Sveti the culpable.
Who's this next to me?
This week we have our brother, Tuborg
Yeah.
the Golden from the south.
Velkommen.
Welcome, Tuborg.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
It's good.
It's good. So, what are we doing this week, fellas?
We're talking about a myriad of subjects like usual.
Veritable cornucopia.
Yeah, too many things. So exciting. Let's
Mmm.
talk about war and the lack of media coverage of the wars for a second. Doesn't that piss you off a little bit? We got 2 wars going on, tens of thousands of troops all over the planet, and you don't hear jack shit about the day-to-day activities of the war. Walter Cronkite used to post the death tolls.
Defending your empire, but yet doing it very quietly for one reason or another. Because of the corporate war machine.
Well, and as a senior member of this conversation too,
The
I
oldest
remember
brother.
watching. No, there's one older than me.
Yes.
I remember watching the news and having. You would see people in Vietnam being shot while you ate dinner.
Yeah.
Now you don't see
Yeah.
them being brought back and honored and celebrated the way they should be. Instead, they hide it and try to sneak it past people.
Well, yeah, and I think it's a combination of things: lack of media coverage and lack of a draft that makes people very apathetic about the whole deal.
Yeah.
You don't see it and
No,
you
you
don't
don't see
feel it unless
students-
it's your kid that signed up to go do that.
You don't see student revolts of any kind toward these wars since there is no draft. They don't want to get away from Halo. They'd rather play virtual war.
Yeah, see, when your only real knowledge of war is Metal Gear 3 or whichever Metal Gear is out that month,
I got a good idea.
How
Why
do
don't you
you
join
feel
the
it?
army if you think it's all such a great idea?
I myself have never been in the service. This young man here kept
Yeah,
us safe
it's
from communism almost single-handedly.
The guns.
Thank you once again.
You're welcome.
We'd all be speaking Nicaraguan if not for him.
I'm absolutely convinced
See,
of
that's better, Dad.
that. I miss that little bit of character development.
Und Pope agrees. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So there you go. Between the corporate war machine that runs the liberal media.
It is
What
a
a
war
joke.
machine. It is
What
a
a
war
joke
machine.
term
There is
is.
no liberal media anymore.
The largest media outlet in the world is ran by who? Huh? The Murdocks?
Murdock's, yes.
We're in a lot of trouble.
Bill Ayers.
Not so much trouble that they're not going to buy their way out of it. This is just going to be a little sniffle, a bump on the road for them. They'll reopen whatever that
No.
magazine was. They'll be
No.
fine. When you have ass sex with the devil on a daily basis, you're covered for shit like that.
Apparently.
Well, and the fact too that so many people only get their news or any form of information through television.
Mm-hmm. Or
There are
AM
no-
radio.
There are no journalists left, so no one's
Jon
out there
Stewart.
collecting news. They're only accumulating what's being fed to them, regardless of the format that they're putting it out in. It's still such an incredibly limited amount of actual information that it's all just become propagation of opinion that
Well, and
is determined by the corporations.
when a company like Comcast buys NBC and therefore holds everything under them, all their news outlets and shit, when you start centralizing ownership of different news outlets, you're narrowing opinions right there, and you're narrowing facts, and it starts to get more and more self-serving, and you're getting less truth, so you're having to go more and more places and sift it out yourself.
There's
And
more globalization.
God, I hope you have more of a half a brain than I do, because it boggles my mind.
More.
I wear glasses and I'm fat, so I
More
should be smart.
homogenation. You know, it was said, I read in the paper, and I can't remember the guy, I should remember it, but I'm not going to struggle with it. He said, all I know is what I read in the papers. And I never forgot that little phrase. And you know, that also applies to the internet and the modern shit too. You know, all you know is what you're fed. You don't know the truth. We know 15% of the truth, like we use 15% of our brains. We don't know what these fuckers are up to.
Well, and
What their
when
long-term intentions are,
when
other than Armageddon, from what I
you
can tell.
don't read the paper and the only internet you have is like porn, and your only news intake is from Family Values talk radio.
Oh yeah, it makes for a twisted individual.
Wow, yeah.
With twisted opinions. Rick Perry for president.
Mhm.
Maybe we can pray away all of our problems.
Ron Paul, heroin and hookers for everyone.
Rick Perry had a big prayer in. Maybe I already talked about this. But he had a big prayer in, and 8,000 people showed up. They expected a lot more, but still, 8,000 people got in their cars, drove to the stadium,
Bought tickets.
and
Or was
prayed.
it free?
I'm not sure.
No, they bought tickets.
And prayed with the governor, right, for rain. And what did they get? They got fucking fires.
The state
all
burst
over
into
the-
flames for
So-
how long?
So either there is no
2-3
God,
weeks.
either there is no God, or God doesn't like Rick Perry. So that's where he's at with that. As far as I can tell, the power of prayer weren't worth a shit.
And people should also, if they're really interested, should look into the group that sponsored that prayer meeting. They're an organization, and I can't remember the name that they use
They got
right
a
now.
bunch of kooks in it too.
Well, no, it's an organization that claims to be the new apostles, and that they have chosen Rick Perry as the mouthpiece of this new apostle movement that has every intentions of trying to take over the country.
we could have another.
So you have two
Jehovah
choices from the right now. You have complete whack job religious beyond fundamentalists, or you have the Karl Rove segment of the Republican Party who wants to eliminate the difficulties created by a two-party political system by making a one-party political system.
neocons.
And between the two of those, they can't even figure out who they want to have as president. Every rising star in the Republican Party has kind of gone off like a 12-cent bottle rocket. They jump up and kind of go, and then they're gone.
New Gingrich.
So
again.
anybody, yeah, well, they're all Newt Gingriches now. So anybody,
Yeah, they are, but they're all out there in left field. Michelle Bachmann, man, she is so far out in left field. Rick Perry. I mean, the two most logical people on that whole panel are freaking Mormons. How
There you
weird is
go.
that?
that's a
Yeah.
scary proposition.
How weird
in
is that?
itself.
I mean, the only, in my opinion, the only legitimate candidate standing on that podium is Huntsman, who's garnered about 0.5% of, because he's like, he actually thinks about shit.
He
And
believes in
that's-
science.
Yeah.
What an
Yeah, there's
insult.
his
And other
downfall right there.
blasphemy.
What an insult.
He thinks we evolved. Weirdo.
Yeah.
He
Wow.
needs to read his Doctrine and Covenants. I've read it many times. It's fascinating.
Shine up this pearl necklace of great price.
Put on your funny underwear and make a race out of this thing. By God.
By golly. No assassin bullet
Well,
will be able to penetrate.
Yeah.
truly
You can
amazing
poop your
thing.
pants and there's no mess. That's the great
It
part.
turns white.
Yeah.
How fortunate.
Turns into powder and
Falls
floats
out
away.
your pant legs as you walk.
Holy shit.
Or wait, no,
That's how you can
that was just Shawshank Redemption. I'm confused.
That's how you can sit in the conference all fucking day and listen to that and not have diarrhea.
They have ultra absorbent cotton panels.
And wings.
And wings.
Wings are important.
To catch the extra drippings.
Awesome.
Ah, I love ripping on the mows.
Oh, gosh darn it. You know, God bless them because they'll bring you a covered dish if something bad happens to you, but they
Well,
sure make it easy.
When you open it, it's deep fried and you have a heart attack after you finished it.
Mhm. More funeral potatoes.
Oh man, I was hoping to get some green jell-o with carrots in it. You put carrots in fucking jell-o.
Scones.
Genius.
What the fuck?
Fried scones.
Everybody
Yeah.
should have scones.
How about some
Scones.
marshmallows?
And you gotta say it like that too. Scones.
Scones.
What about marshmallows in your jell-o? Why carrots? To punish yourself?
White
They
jello.
offset the carrots with crushed pineapple, so you know it's all.
What was that shit?
It's an odd combination.
It was green jello, cottage cheese, and pineapple.
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares.
God, what a world. We're having casserole and jell-o salad. I weep.
It's a wonderful place to
Well, we got sidetracked a little
raise
bit
your
there,
kids
folks.
up, yeah. Mormon dietary problems.
And I gotta tell you, it was awesome having Tuborg the Golden here. Good for Tuborg the Golden from the south.
Spawn of Lefsa.
Spawn of Lefsa.
It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So until next time, you're welcome.
Stay safe. Beans and
safe.
bullets.
Once
Oofta.
again, you're being vetted for Valhalla at all times.
Oofta.
Keep that in mind.
Oofta.
Oofta.
Hookers and heroin for everyone.
Ron
Ron
Paul.
Go Ron Paul,
2012.
2012.
Oofta.
Oofta.